Hello, hello, my gorgeous people. It is the week of 3/26/23, or if I'm being ambitious, 26/3/23 for those of you in the other parts of the world. Hey. So we're gonna hop into some Monday messages, one of my favorite days, and apparently one of yours too, based on the ongoing survey. So we're gonna dive in. So one of the first things I'm hearing or feeling is this idea of compromise. I feel like this is gonna be a week where, or these messages are always timeless. So this may make more sense next week, but you get what I'm going. You get what I'm saying. It's gonna be a week where you might not like where someone's coming from or necessarily understand what's coming from, but compromise is surfacing because it's compromise that's gonna have to be done, decided, right? In order for the two of you to see eye to eye. So you're gonna have to give a little, they're gonna have to give a little, take a little, right? Give a little, take a little. It's like this feeling of, I don't always have to like you, but I love you. I don't always have to agree with you, but I'm leaning in to understand you. So as long as you're not compromising yourself in full, right? Like compromising your values, your morals, it is okay to lean into what the other person is saying or feeling, right? Everything isn't like, oh my god, a bitch off if they don't agree with me, right? If they're not vibing with me, like, not. Sometimes we need people with different opinions in our circle. Sometimes we need people who see things differently in our circle. For example, real quick, my partner is like completely different than me in most regards. He sees things differently in most cases, and sometimes it's good. Sometimes it pushes me to my ultimate limit, but sometimes his insight, his distinctive insight is exactly what I need. So that's kind of like what we're moving with this week, or one of the themes of this week. This may resonate with like a coworker, this can resonate with a boss, a friend, a lover, of course, anyone. So yeah, and then we have the swan card here, loyalty. So it's not necessarily always that people are out to get you when they don't understand you or they don't agree with you. You don't like agreeing. Everyone is not going to agree with us. They can still love us, and vice versa. So it might be one of those irritating weeks where it's like, god damn it, why can't you just be me? Like, see things how I see it. But that's like not the way the world works, obviously, and that's like kind of boring. And we don't grow in that regard, right? So 666 is looking at me, making sense, because sixes are about harmony, balances in partnerships, changing up things in the home. And then of course 222 shows up, which is like the same kind of energy. And literally on this card, it says partnerships and balance. Pay attention to the new people entering your life. Take time to balance your time and energy in existing ones. Let's take this card out. Yeah, so take the time to balance the energy in your relationships. There might be some arguments this week, some irritation. Someone may be pushing you to the limit. Push it to the limit. I'm hearing somebody laughing it off this week. Like, you may have to laugh something off. I'm seeing 333 on the clock just now. I'm hearing get over yourself. You might have to get over yourself this week. Hello? We just had that post on IG about being able to see and admit when we're wrong, right? Sometimes we're the problem. And knowing when we're the problem is an excellent, magnificent thing to identify, because it says, hey, right, like, I'm not perfect, like, I have growing to do, and that makes you an amazing human being, to be able to recognize your faults as well. Some of you need to get out of that pessimistic energy I'm seeing this week. Like, again, it's like, get over yourself, right? It's not to say don't feel the feels, don't grieve the grief. You're allowed to have your bad days and feel your feelings, but at some point you got to get out of the funk, and you cannot always depend on people to like do it for you, right? People have their own lives, their own grief, their own situations going on, much of which they're not even telling you half the time, to be honest. So just be mindful. It's not always to say like, oh, think about everybody else first, or what could he be going through, or I can't imagine. But it's more so like, just understand that sometimes when the world doesn't feel like it's revolving around you, it's because people have other stuff going on too. And a lot of the time, it's really not personal. So that's another message coming through this week. Don't take everything so personally, because those arguments, those disagreements, those misalignments or coming from a personal place when it comes to, well, I just said the opposite, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like, it's because they're dealing with their own stuff, and it could be coming across as, it's you and you're the problem, when sometimes they're going through their own stuff, right? So in other words, that's why we have discernment. You got to know when you're the problem. The more you know yourself, the more you know when it's a you thing, or that person needs to just, have some time to go through what they're going through, or whatever. Okay, so there's a lot of that's going to be coming up this week. Spirit saying, look to the clouds. The clouds, for some of you, are going to have signs, like little figures, symbols, messages. This also is saying, like, heaven is watching over you. So whenever, you have those days or those moments or those minutes this week where you're just feeling out of it, you feeling funky, you feeling like everybody, look to the sky, figuratively or literally, because you have your spiritual tribe saying, hey, we got you, we love you, it's okay. Hold yourself accountable, but still love yourself profusely. It's going to be all right. Okay, 222 will be your sign this week. The color black will be your sign this week. Roses will see your sign this week, as I flip over the deck and see 2 roses on either side. Wow. Some of you are going to be moving through hardship in love this week. Spirit is saying again, it's going to be okay. Yeah, we have enchanted. Something's going to be like revitalized this week in love. Like, it might not be, hearing from that romantic person that you've been dying to hear from this week, but you're going to feel some sort of encouragement, some sort of hope and love this week. Yay! Some of you need to go back to the umbrella message. What day was it when we had the symbols? I think it was Instagram. I don't remember where I put what. But hopefully it triggers your memory. Or if you picked the umbrella option, then you know. But go back to one of those pick-up piles. Somebody needs to see that and read the umbrella message again. Yeah, stop thinking the worst. Some of you need to stop thinking the worst when it comes to a partner in separation. Something about they're going through their own growth. Something about a wake-up call when it comes to them. We have 555. There's a wake-up call here in general. Some of you are getting the hint, the nudge, the feel, the chills to move in a different direction this week. Okay, we had 2 cards that just fell out together. Okay, if there's going to be a couple of times this week where you just might be feeling out of it, down, unsupported. Spirit is like, no, we're here. Like, we support you. We're guiding you. Coins, they're sending coins. Okay, specifically could be quarters, which is maybe different for you. Maybe you're used to seeing pennies. You might see a quarter or 2 along your path, maybe a dime, maybe a nickel, actually. Yeah, I'm seeing that umbrella card again. There could be a lot of rain this week. It could be rainy. It's raining, it's pouring. The old man is snoring. Spirit is saying put time in your schedule this week to go outside. Some of you need to get outside in the sun. Get some of that vitamin D. Get out of your house. You're too cooped up in the house thinking over and over about what's not working in this pessimism. All right, maybe that's what that black is for too. Yeah, that's what Spirit just confirmed. That black that we were talking about earlier as a sign. Some of you need some more brightness in your life. Add some color to your wardrobe this week. Wear some colors, some bright colors. Get into some bright things. I just heard tie-dye. I don't know. Some of you need to get into some sort of paint class, paint and sip. Something fun this week. Plan it with a friend or 2 or more. Okay, someone has a surprise date for you. That's for somebody. Ooh. Someone's moving out of like a financial rut. Okay, May could be relevant here, meaning it could mean a lot of things, but May could be like the final move-in date or the final switch job date or something just about May that has to do with finances here. Taurus could be significant there. Maybe you're the Taurus I'm speaking to. I'm also hearing compass. You're being guided by Spirit. So whenever you feel lost, remember they are there. Call on them. Don't forget to call on them. Thank them. Don't only, call out to them when you're at your wit's end. Speak to them regularly. Speak to spirit. Speak to your guides. Speak to God. Speak to the universe. However you reference the higher power. If you believe in that, speak to them regularly. Make that a part of your routine. Speak to them all day. Don't just go to them when you don't know what else to do. They're there always with you. Okay, so we have 222. We have black. We have 555. We have coins. We have thunder as a symbol. We have umbrella. Under my umbrella, Ella. Somebody needs to listen to that song by Rihanna. There's meaning there. Alright. I'm hearing old photographs. Some of you are going to have some nostalgia this week. Someone makes you nostalgic this week. New watch this week, or I'm on a new time frame. Some of you are jumping a timeline. It's like finally you put down the thought, or you pick up the optimism. Something happens here where you jump another timeline. Girl, we could do it anytime. We can choose to jump timelines. We can consciously do that when we decide, I'm not tolerating that BS anymore. I'm changing direction. I'm letting him, her go. Whatever. When you make a conscious decision to do better, that's like kind of like a timeline jump, because it's like where you were going is being completely altered. You're no longer walking down path A, now you're walking down path C. Okay, that's also why readings are fluid. That's also why you can go back to a reading 3 months ago and it can resonate and so forth. Okay, because when you make conscious decisions, and sometimes even subconscious decisions, okay, you change your timeline. That's why we go hard with all these manifesting activities and these affirmations that sometimes feel meaningless when we're at our worst, because it's actually making a difference, right? All right, what else do we need for the week, Spirit? Give us more. I'm seeing copper. Copper significant, something about copper. All right, and side note, I really loved, I know I'm going to continue to love your gorgeous feedback on the Survey Monkey that I sent out earlier today, and I'm just so grateful for all of it, honestly and truthfully. But somebody had mentioned, whoever it is, I love you, but you were like, and I don't know how you meant it either, it's hard to read things through text, but you said something along the lines of like more content or something like that, or like expand on some of the stuff, something. But the reason I'm bringing it up, something just triggered it, is because I'm not here to just constantly shove information down your throat. Like, the whole reason I created this space is so that we can collectively elevate. And by someone constantly feeding you information, that doesn't help you. It actually creates a dependence. I don't want you to be codependent on my content. I want you to grow as a result. I want you to sometimes think, sometimes tap into your own intuition, even when that's annoying and you don't want to do that. I mean, you don't have to do that. But I offer that, and I lean back sometimes and purposely sometimes leave things up to interpretation to help us. It's not out of laziness. It's not out of whatever anyone else might think it is otherwise. But I'm not saying this maliciously either. I'm just here to kind of, I guess, explain for whoever maybe was confused. Every day is not going to be a 3-page, in-depth dissertation, because that's not what this space was created for. Too much of a good thing is sometimes bad for us, and blah blah blah, and it's just, I'm not here to do that. So I'm sorry if that's not what you came here for, or if that's disappointing or whatever. But I do appreciate all of the all the feedback, like I said, but I just wanted to clarify that. So anyway, so that's why when I say things like, oh, this is a symbol, that's a symbol, that's for you to sometimes go deeper on your own. All right, so end of that. Someone's coming to see you. Oh. Okay, for someone, you're getting like a kiss on your hand this week. I'm seeing a lot of like sunrise, sunset. That could be significant. Something happens early in the morning, or someone calls in the middle of the night. I also see like a nice evening out with someone. Could be unexpected. All right, so Any of those things can resonate. A motorcycle standing out, or somebody who's really invested in cars, really likes like a car. Yeah, someone who's big on cars. Sorry, I just got sidetracked. Yeah, someone just said, I love you. Yeah, so this, it might be like a weird, you know, I feel like it's invited though. But like a confession, an apology. And I just channeled that today on Instagram. So this is kind of like obviously confirming that. Remember to take the messages that resonate for you. For some of you guys, it's going to resonate later and later weeks. It's just the way that it happens. So, but yeah, I see like a forehead kiss, a hand kiss, some kind of kiss. What do we have here? Two of Pentacles. Some of you are stuck between two guys, two jobs, two options, two decisions. Do I stay or do I go? Let's see, actually. Do they stay or do they go? Obviously use discernment here because this is a collective reading, but let's see what Spirit says. I'm curious. I'm feeling go, though. Usually it is go, especially if you have to question whether to stay, but let's see. Because with this 555 here that came out, time to move in a new direction, that's kind of like the answer, right? And some of you want to hear stay, of course. Maybe not for everybody. Fire signs are relevant. Air signs, but could be any sign. I'm hearing Virgo energy, Hermit energy. What is it about this Two of Pentacles? I'm curious, Spirit. Some of you are moving in secret, like cheating. Yeah, just confirmed it. More Taurus energy. Yeah, so, oh, Three of Cups. Yeah, that kind of confirms it in a way, too. Number 17 is standing out, by the way. 17, 117, 711. February 5th could have been significant. 2 to 5 days. Spirit, slow down. Some of you moving towards a higher level commitment. So you have to leave whatever it is whatever feels stagnant, whatever's holding you back, whoever's not committing to you, or whatever's not feeling commitment worthy, or whatever is not feeling right. That's the thing that you're leaving. All right, or you're setting a boundary, right? You're saying, okay, I'm giving you 2 to 5 days, 2 to 5 weeks, whatever, to get it together. Even if you're not telling this person or thing out loud, you're giving it a little bit more time, and then you're saying, all right, you proved that I gave this time. You did not meet my standard. Now I'm gonna move on to something that is more in alignment with me. Some of you are moving on to a Taurus. Some of you are moving on in May. Some of you in 5 days. Some of you are choosing counseling first, so you're going to go the counseling route. It might be like a couples counseling, or you get counseling for, you know, your indecision, your abandonment wounds, your resentment, your anger, your jealousy, whatever it is that's keeping you stagnant here. This person, this mentor, this guide, this reader is going to help you to push you forward. Yeah, for some of you, it's going to be a reading. So you get a reading to help you on this. Soulmates. Soulmates. Soulmates are going to be significant this week. I love that. You know, that's platonic soulmates, romantic soulmates. Some of you are going out with soulmates. Yeah, the Three of Cups energy is kind of like over this reading, like the rainbow over this reading. It's just the way it fell out. So with that Three of Cups there, there's that celebration and community. All right, so getting together with soulmates, getting together with a romantic soulmate, going out, having fun, laughing, getting you out of a funk. I'm hearing wishy-washy, so there's like this wishy-washy energy that you're getting out of. Maybe some friends help you get out of it, a lover. This is sometimes the ex calling with the Three of Cups. I just get that personally. Or that past person calling you up like, hey, want to get a drink, whatever. more drama in my life. That song just came through so strongly. No more problems. Is it Mary J. Blige? No more pain, no more pain, no more pains, no more. Wow, it's like coming through hard. So it's like something about no more drama this week. You don't want the drama. You leave the drama. Someone doesn't want to beef with you anymore if you speak like that. I don't want beef with you. I don't want any more problems. Yeah, we have love in the air. So, oh, I like this. You know, I love these too because I always include myself in these. So it's like, it's very, very healing. I get really excited sometimes. But yeah, so, yeah, this is clear. Okay, so how do we have 111. Okay, and this is coupled with the now is a time to focus card. So it's like kind of like how we always say, focus on the good, or focus on what's going to make you feel good, or focus on yourself, your ambitions, your goals, your hobbies, your joy. Focus on that this week, please, because that is what's going to lift you out of the turmoil, the overthinking, and all of that, and it's going to clear the air, because here we have love is in the air. So it's like a soulmate, a friend, a lover, someone wants to clear the air with you. They want to compromise, they want to take you out, or they want to go out with you, and it's really going to change the trajectory of the week if it's been a bad one. Otherwise, it's going to be a good start to the week and a good finish to the week, all right? But with the melancholy card and a couple of these other cards, I do see you like still, going back and forth, seesawing between being, optimistic and being pessimistic. So it's going to be important that you take responsibility in putting the work in to focus on the good. And it really is a fine line, because we also don't want to completely ignore the bad, because when we completely seal it out, right, and act like I'm fine, everything's great, I'm fine, no, I don't have these feelings, I'm not jealous, I'm not mad, that can create a problem, because all that gets trapped in the body, which Reiki helps, obviously, right? But that gets trapped in the body, causing dis-ease, discomfort, misalignment, problems, headaches, all those physical, spiritual, emotional ailments that mess us up when we, when we, what's the word I'm looking for? Dissociate? I don't think that's it, but when we just completely pretend that all is okay. So we don't want to pretend. That's why it's a fine line. But we also don't want to be overwhelmed with too much pessimism, right? We want to create the lives we want by focusing on what it is that we do want, where we do want to be, what we do want to manifest more of in our life, okay? But then we also have to spend the time in solitude, spend the time with God, with spirit, to make sure that we're also, focusing on the shadow, because we have shadow. Everything ain't love and light and all shit all the time, right? Sometimes we're angry, sometimes we're feeling extra sexual, sometimes we're feeling comparative, sometimes we're feeling regretful, resentful. We have to find healthy ways of addressing and channeling and sharing this energy. So that's coming through as well. So in other words, it's about finding the healthy medium, finding the healthy way, not soulmate energy twice, finding the healthy way to deal with these emotions, right? So soulmate energy came out twice. And then we have here, your angels and guides are trying to contact you through synchronicities. So a lot of number synchronicities this week. And then I didn't even mention the card in the corner. Your love life is about to blossom. So we're going to do some more activities this week, much like the one that we did last week with the whole, everybody's in love with me, everybody's got a crush on me, what's going on? That was a good one. A lot of you mentioned liking that. And those are the kind of things we can add into our weeks to reframe our minds, to focus on the things that we want. Okay, let's get a couple more cards. All right, so there was someone walked away, you walked away. That's it. It doesn't feel completely. Walk away for a bit. Let's just get one more. A lot of different energies here. It's currently in. Okay, so it's gonna be a good week. I really do feel like overall it's gonna be a good week. Um, but there might be a little bit of a battle of the egos a bit with this whole. Remember we started with the compromise. So obviously, if there's a need to compromise, there means that there's some sort of misalignment in the first place. So with this misalignment, somebody walks away, somebody deletes or blocks somebody, there are harsh words exchanged or just harsh energies exchanged or thrown at you, something like that. And I feel like that might be dragged a little bit into this week if it's not the week that it starts. So again, spirit is saying kind of the antidote to this, if you will, is like take time to walk away if you don't have something nice to say, right? Or not to evade speaking your truth, but sometimes we need to walk away before we have something to say. So for some of you, you need to walk away. For others of you, this other person walks away for a bit. But spirit is like, fear not. This is not like a final, goodbye or ending. It's just like sometimes we need to cool off and think things through before we come back with a word. So that might be happening this week, or this week might be the result of that happening last week, right, or a couple weeks ago, right? So this week, we need a resolution. Yeah, it's like just send me that song. So there's like some sort of resolution by the end of the week. I truly do feel, and sometimes the resolution is like not responding, not giving in the way you once did, right? And that might feel different or feel weird because for you everything needs to be has always needed to be so concrete. Like you needed full on closure, you needed to know. And it might feel a little bit uncomfortable at first this week because you feel like you didn't have complete closure. But again, you're learning that closure can look all different kind of ways. Sometimes closure is peace. Sometimes closure is walking away for a bit instead of saying the nasty thing. Sometimes closure is the disrespect and you just close the door. So the advice here is to focus on you. We have that more than once. And then we have here, which is in the same vein or maybe a totally different vein. We have this card of yes. So say yes to something this week that feels out of the box or feels, maybe a little scary, or I don't know, yeah, out of your comfort zone. Because could be saying yes to a new soulmate. This could be saying yes to an opportunity that leads to a new soulmate or a new path, even a career path, or something that just opens your world, right, to a new, aligned path, really. So I feel like that just went on a totally a different path, but it came up. So say yes to the thing that feels scary, but say no to the thing that is making you feel weird or feel smaller than you are, or that's dimming your light, right? And I feel like that has to do with this other situation that we just talked about. So stay out of your head, focus on you, and focus on a little bit on seeing things for what they are and not what you want them to be. Some of you are holding on to who and what people used to be or how things used to be, and it's no longer that way because we evolve, or you evolve and that person you were dealing with didn't. So just because something was some way 2 years ago doesn't mean that's how it is now. So try seeing things for what they are, or just sitting in the present and just looking at things for how they're being presented to you. Compromise obviously where you need to, but don't be afraid to walk away from something that doesn't maybe need a response right away. So I hope that makes some sense. That last bit got a little all over. But I love you guys. Check the post, obviously. Keep reading the rest of the post for the rest of the Monday messages, so we can kind of, start this week off amazingly, get into our manifesting this week, and make it an amazing week. All right? Chat with you guys soon.